Maybe I should change that alarm sound. So what's the alarm for? Well, it all started 2 years ago. I started feeling sick, so I did a logical thing and went to the doctor. They handed me some antibiotics. My body, however, had other plans. Instead of getting better, I felt worse. No matter how much I drank, I was unbelievably thirsty. At this point, I was convinced I had turned into a sponge. I was sleeping like a champion for the first time ever, but waking up like I hadn't slept at all. And I was too tired to notice how fast I was losing weight. Back to the doctor I went and got another prescription. But the next morning, walking downstairs felt like climbing Mount Everest. Breathing was apparently optional. That's when things got serious, and I went to the hospital. I exercised regularly, ate mostly healthy. I love to go on walks. Wasn't I doing everything right? So what do I have?
Type 1 diabetes.
My pancreas decided to retire early. Just like that, life as I knew it had changed forever. Hey, why'd you stop? Oh, and by the way, type 1 diabetes isn't the same as type 2. However, people often mix up the two. Type 1 is an autoimmune disease. My immune system attacked my pancreas by mistake. And now it cannot make insulin. That means I need to take insulin every day for the rest of my life. It's not caused by eating too much sugar. All type 1 diabetes needs is a genetic mutation and a trigger, which in my case was just a regular illness. Fine, I guess it's over between us then, go ahead. Whereas in type 2, the body still makes insulin, but doesn't use it properly. It's usually linked to lifestyle factors. People with type 2 can often manage it with medication, food changes, or physical activity, but it's still a serious condition that needs medical attention. With type 1, there's nothing I could have done to prevent it. It's forever. There's no cure either, but there is a treatment. Insulin. Insulin is given through a pump or injections. After half a year of giving myself several injections a day, I was offered an insulin pump. Many diabetics have to wait a lot longer, years even. This is a Dexcom. It's a continuous glucose monitor. It tracks my blood sugar 24/7 and sends the data straight to my phone through an app. This is my insulin pump. I use the Omnipod. It's wireless, connected to a small pod on my body that delivers insulin throughout the day. How does high blood sugar versus low blood sugar feel? It's an interesting disease where a cookie or juice at midnight can literally save your life. If you ever see a diabetic who's unresponsive, giving sugar won't hurt. Doing nothing during a low can be deadly in minutes. Just be careful. If they're unconscious or cannot swallow, there's a choking risk. In that case, call emergency services right away. Speaking of high blood sugar, I'm high. Wait, that's not what I meant. So when a diabetic eats, they need to take an accurate amount of insulin to avoid high blood sugar. While with low blood sugar, they need to eat something with carbohydrates to get their sugar back into a healthy range. But what if a diabetic ate no carbohydrates? Would that mean they don't need to take insulin anymore? Before insulin existed, doctors had no way to stop deadly high blood sugar in kids with type 1 diabetes. Dr. Allen believed if you starved the body of sugar, you could reduce symptoms and delay death. He created a diet with almost no carbohydrates. Some lived a few months longer, but almost all eventually died. To summarize, it just delays the end by slowly starving and dehydrating the person. It's not healing, it's survival mode. However, one of the most famous early patients was a girl named Elizabeth. She was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when she was 11 years old. Her doctor, the same Dr. Allen, put her on that diet, but she survived just long enough to be one of the first people to receive insulin in 1922. And with that one discovery, she lived and went on to have a full life. So cheers Frederick Banting and Charles Best and many others. Nowadays, diabetics can eat anything and everything as long as they give themselves an accurate amount of insulin. However, blood sugar isn't only affected by carbs. Factors such as stress and hormones also contribute. Oh, and weather. When I was diagnosed, I was in a state called diabetic ketoacidosis. It happens because my body didn't have insulin. Of course, at that time, I had no idea I had type 1 diabetes. DKA is actually how many people first find out they have type 1. Here's what happens. When there's no insulin, glucose cannot get into the cells, so it builds up in the blood, unused. So the body thinks it's starving, which creates something called ketones. Too many ketones make the blood acidic. That's what makes DKA so dangerous. The acid in my body could have made my organs shut down. But it wasn't my time yet. Are you insulin? Because I cannot live without you. No, wait, literally. Type 1 diabetes is like a dance that you never signed up for, but eventually you start figuring out your own rhythm. It's not graceful all the time, it's messy and unpredictable, but you keep going. It's strange, having a chronic illness made me fall in love with life, because now I see how precious it really is. Even though it hit me hard, especially because not long before this I had just recovered from an eating disorder, and now I was back to numbers again! But this time, it wasn't about control, it was about survival. Maths, you're like glitter. Impossible to get rid of. So sure, I still feel sad sometimes, especially when I think about the potential consequences of diabetes. But if insulin is the price I pay to live another day, I'll keep paying it. Thankfully, I don't actually pay cash, because here in the UK it's free. Thanks NHS! So I guess you could say I got pretty lucky after all. I'm glad I didn't get diagnosed even earlier. I got to run, play, and not think about blood sugar. But not every kid gets that time. A kind nurse that specializes in diabetes knows that I love to draw. In fact, she gave me the opportunity to volunteer and create a children's book about type 1 diabetes. And it will be given out in the clinic.
Hi everyone, today we will be learning about type 1 diabetes.
We all have an organ called a pancreas. It creates a hormone called insulin. Insulin helps us digest food that has carbohydrates. A type 1 diabetic's pancreas can't do this function. So there's protein, fat, and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates have two categories, simple and complex. Simple carbohydrates are digested quickly and provide a quick burst of energy, for example, juice. Complex carbohydrates are digested more slowly and provide a slower release of energy, for example, vegetables. Low blood sugar is called hypoglycaemia, and high blood sugar is called hyperglycemia. The rest you already know because I covered it in this video, and the remaining pages are advice. For example, having all supplies and being organized when traveling, and being mindful when trying new routines. I hope that if you're struggling with any problem, you can take this from this video. Even when life feels broken, it's still worth living. It's far from perfect, but it's those good memories along the way that make life truly beautiful. Okay, now it's time to go back to sleep. Good night, sweet dreams. I take that back.